Man, oh man, here we go again, and we are back with some unplanned second channel action. Guys, this video was not originally gonna be for the second channel. I started recording for the main channel due to something that happened in my life, talked about at the end of this video. I quit recording this for the main channel, and then I wasn't happy with it because a lot of it's brainstorming and stuff like that, which has to happen in a project. I didn't want to put it out on the main channel. I was gonna ditch it. But then I know a lot of y'all really care about all the small details. So then I decided, because we don't get a lot, we get a lot done, but we don't. Anyhow, you'll see. I decided we could just use it here on the second channel. That's what's kind of happened a little more real time in my life. You'll see. I think you'll see what I mean by the end. Well, they do on all the other YouTube channels. You go like this now. Welcome back, Wheel Hop Wilma fans. I don't think we're gonna be able to call her Wheel Hop Wilma anymore, guys. I just said that and it just don't sound right because I don't think she's gonna wheel hop anymore. Damn sure not after we get all the weight on here. I've been building this nice flatbed. I got my wood and my paper mache out. Yeah, don't even worry about, don't even act like you've seen any of this. Don't worry about that. Here, Theo, I need you to take the arts and crafts back in the shop, buddy. Nope. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Oh man, ripped my good poster board and everything. Should have just redone the intro, guys. Just welcome back to Arts and Crafts Garage, where today we're pedaling with our Loadstar. Not pedaling, we're gonna do some work. In the last video, we actually started off with fixing a mistake, which was our fender wheel. And anyhow, here in a minute, we're gonna start this video with fixing a very small mistake. It happens. I seem to be on a roll with them. I'm not gonna tell you what the mistake is. Dun, 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 let the anticipation build. But it was something I did, and it involves welding metal. Dun, dun, dun. Yesterday was kinda a flop, but it really wasn't, guys. It was a part of the build that I didn't want to record because it don't make good video. But when we started this project, we probably had like around 5 major components. We had the body, the chassis, the wheels, the motor, the transmission. Well, all that's together. I really like how it's mocked up. So I kind of made it to that point where I was like, I don't know what to do next. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty to do. There's a ton to do. But to do stuff in an order that really makes sense, I didn't know what to do next. And besides that, in this build, the next major thing that really affects how this looks is the bed. Now, most of y'all will probably look at that, and most of you's gonna agree with me that that looks like a pretty good height. And in fact, we even played with that at the end of the last video, and I was like, oh, I think we can make something work. Well, when you really start putting numbers to paper and figuring out bracing and can the floor fit flush and blah blah blah, and not come higher than that, because everything works really good if that whole floor is moved up 2 inches. And I know this sounds dumb, but everything looks really bad if that floor is moved up 2 inches. Now, I've been losing sleep over this bed. If you can't tell, it's been driving me a little crazy, a lot of crazy. But I think I finally have a pretty good plan on the framing, making it tilt, everything I'm wanting to do. Getting that in place really helped me be able to finally sleep last night. I would just say, guys, be systematic to your builds. I guess just for me, it was kind of hard to start moving forward with other stuff when I knew I didn't quite have that figured out. And if I did everything else and then go to do that and it don't look how I want, it kind of ruins the build, because who wants to drive something around that you don't like how it looks? I'd totally ditch the flatbed and just drive it like a little miniature semi before I would drive it with that bed a couple inches higher. I'm just picky on stuff. So we're not getting into that today. The good news is, like I said, I kind of got it figured out. I got an idea on what we're gonna need for like materials and stuff like that. A trip to the metal yard is gonna be required, and probably I need to be able to get my schedule clear where I've got a good solid 4 or 5 days where I can just stay hooked up on this thing. And even then, we're probably not guaranteed to get it done. So that's enough blabbing. We'll start working. One thing I did do yesterday when I ran over to Shawnee to get some parts was I pulled that one of those hood sides and took it with me. I went and seen my friends at the Shawnee Car Paints, and had them color match us some rattle can like y'all see me use. Same kind of stuff we use to blend this bed we cut down. I say since we've got her pulled outside and we can step back and look at it and check the color match, let's go ahead and do some sanding on that fender. We'll get the rust back off of it, shoot a little primer on it, shoot a little color match. She may have got rained on. Can y'all guess where the weld seams were? Can anyone spot them? No? Me neither. Woo! Purdy! Y'all think she's been painted a few times or what? Want to skip a few. Trying to do a little feather here. You may be thinking, hey, P-Tang, you left a little rust right there. Yeah, because there's a little up there, and eventually that's going to rust together and look like we never did nothing. Well, you can't do that. Sure I can. I'm a grown man, I can do what I want. Now, I'll tell you, this probably ain't the last time we're going to work this fender. In fact, I know it's not. However, important part of this type of build is the color match. So that's more or less what we're after right now. It's just checking the blend, baby. So I feathered down into there, but like I said, she may get a little more rework as we continue to fix stuff on this. See, this fender's just about repaired. Get a couple more on my flap desk, put those in there. I'm gonna have Pole Barn Garage just come put a little body filler on it or duct tape. She's gonna be good to go. We're gonna get us some of our So Fresh and Clean Cleaner by the Sweet Patina. Oh, dang, I was watching up here, not down there. Getting carried away. Smells pretty good. It looks like we damn put the Mountain Dew in the squirt bottle. That one chili was so hot I had to drink a whole 2 liter of Mountain Dew.
I tried this one chili and it set my mouth on fire and I had to drink a 2 liter of Mountain Dew.
Boy, you gotta chug a whole 2 liter of the Mountain Dew. That must be one spicy chili. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all see how well that fender just cleans up? A couple sprays of that. A little elbow grease here. Already looking like a damned old show truck if you ask me. A really big color change. And we are gonna probably polish on this some. I don't know how much she'll buff out, but little pro tip, when you go have something color matched, you better buff it. Right there, I just did a hand polish. Maybe you can see a little sheen or shine. That's gonna make me want to scrub the whole truck now. Scrub-a-dub, scrub-a-dub. Give this old rusty junk a little love. And it does look better than just keeping it a full unpolished turd. It's crazy how much that color changes. And the camera don't do her quite justice. She's got a little drop of green in there where I think the camera is making it look really blue. And it is blue. I'm just saying it's also got a little undertone of greenish. All right, some good mixed up primer goes a long ways, guys. This stuff is pricey. In the grand scheme of things of painting a vehicle, one $20 can of primer that probably covers enough to do everything we need, and a $40 can of rattle can that's color matched. So yes, I'm not saying going and buying that stuff ain't expensive, but compared to doing full body work and painting something, spending 60 bucks to not have to do that, it's a pretty good deal. All right, here we go. Just playing. Y'all thought I was gonna do that? Boy, ain't no damn way. We're gonna protect them 24s. As far as blending those edges go, you can see where I've not done it enough, so that's gonna want to peel. Which may not be a bad thing because this paint does peel. And as we drive this thing, it is probably going to continue to peel. Ooh, that primer lays down good. Shoot. Whoa, ho, ho. All right, got her mixed up. Woo-hoo-hoo. Call me Bob Ross, baby. Let's put down a little color. A happy little color match. Now it's looking pretty close, A lot of times with this stuff though, we really gotta let it dry to see. Let me let that set up. Yeah, I know, I didn't really look. How'd it look to y'all? Good? Good to me too then. Let's get one Krusty International out the way and bring another into play. We'll get her inside so I can show y'all my mistake. You can't tell I've been measuring or playing with angles or doing anything like that, can you? Yeah, the standard feature of this bed's gonna be it's quickly and easily removable, as demonstrated. Yeah, we need a hero. Oh yeah, as she continues to dry, that keeps blending better and better. And there is our regular into our new. Can't complain about that. Oh, but come on, yeah. Quit flying away, little scaredy cat. Dale likes getting them wasps too. I may have not messed up. That approach out there has so much drop. I was kind of getting funky readings. Here's what I thought was a mistake. Someone commented, I think on the fan page on Facebook, and they said, is it anyone else, or does it look like the back of the cab is running like kind of downhill compared to the frame? I was like, nah, surely not. Throughout the one video, I don't know if y'all had seen it or not, but this was up here a lot. And I just kept it there because it sits there nice. And that, if you check it on top of the door, on like the bottom of the cab, bottom of the door, they all seem to measure the same. So that's a pretty good spot. 0.7 degrees. And it's not actually running downhill. If it was actually facing the booty downhill, the 0.7 would be facing down. It's actually facing up like that. So obviously it's not level. It don't have to be level, but we want that pretty level to whatever we build back here where all those lines run parallel. So I'm like, I kept an eye on all that stuff. So I think my mistake was coming out here and checking the actual chassis. 1.3. So yes, it would actually indicate that we are half a degree off. And when I was out there, that's what I was checking. I'm like, even if you sit on an unlevel surface, if that matches that, then you know it's the same, just is. Well, guess what the actual cab mount says? The cab mount says 0.8. Our drip edge up there said 0.7. If you go off this, which we'd probably want to build a bed off, it says 1.8. And those usually actually match kind of the top of the frame. And if we go to the top of the frame back here, it says 0.7. So that part of the frame does match that, like dead nuts. It's the stuff between basically that hanger forward that is different. What I don't want to happen is after we put weight back there, if that rear squats another little bit, is the cab to end up sitting down like it is kind of dog squatting in the rear. Right now it's not, but at 0.7 degrees, we could be right in a fine line of getting it there. Now, because I don't have enough experience with big, heavy duty stuff like this suspension, or even being able to ballpark what the bed's gonna weigh and crap like that, I think we just need to set some weight on the back and see how much that collapses it. 34 1/8. Now I just got to figure out a way to weight that down. I did not mean to bounce that off there. I was riding a fine line. I mean, that's got to be quite a bit of weight. 33 1/2. So we dropped the very back down 5/8 of an inch. So with that, we can calculate a little bit. We dropped from 0.7 to 0.5 degrees. Our only real concern was if we got down to level, but 5/8 of a drop to drop 0.2 degrees, If you do the math on that, that means that rear would have to come down another 1 9/16 inches to get to level. And I just don't think it's gonna do it. In fact, we're gonna put helper bags on there, so even when we get a heavy load on there, if it does start compressing down, we shoot air in it to pick it up. My concern right now is the weight of the bed gonna squat that so far it makes it level? And I believe our answer is no. 0.5 degrees also, so even the cab ain't level. It's still technically up 1/2 degree. I can tell you one thing that ain't helping, that's probably throwing people off as far as visuals, is y'all see those tore up running boards? How those suckers are running uphill because they're bent up? I think that's throwing off the eyeball some too. To conclude my little test, I did just talk to Sir Mordicus, who knows way more about skid steers than me. He said most of the weight of that machine is at the back, then you have leverage and stuff. He thinks we probably put around 1,000 pounds on there, which is actually what I was hoping to roughly put on there, because I'm just ballparking, maybe that's what our bed ends up, I don't know. So I do still think we're good there, and I just had the idea that if for some reason we got where that's too low, putting a little bit shorter shackle on here would actually raise that back up. So if we do get to the point where it is sitting too low, we can build a shackle or get a different one, slightly raise that, we'll be good to go. I truly thought I made a mistake, and I thought we were gonna have to shim up the back of this cab. If you did do that and you had to do that, all we would simply do, guys, is unbolt this cab and get up in here. And if we needed 3/8 of spacers, you can do washers and stuff. I was gonna cut some 3/8 plate and just drill a hole in it. We already welded 1/4 inch in there. I was just gonna build that mount up, no big deal. You could get some big thick Fender washers and shim it that away, or body shims. I just like the idea of plate. This is some of the parts of a build, guys. You gotta just figure out some of the stuff. And I'm glad we've got that cleared up, my bed cleared up, my bed idea cleared up. Now we need to start making some progress. Step 1, put the Theodore. Step 2, gather some parts. Got us the intermediate steering shaft from one of these, part of a hydro boost setup. We're still in the mock-up phase. Don't drive the truck over here with them heavy parts. That make too much sense. Man, we got us one big old heavy drive shaft. Now this was already pulled, so I'm assuming that slides into that. Of course, that goes down to our rear end. And I'd asked if they had one for our 6-speed, so we need to clean that up and make sure it'll go in there. Wrong one. We'll clean her up anyhow. Hit her with some Mountain Dew too. Hey Ma, Puddin's out there polishing his shaft. Rust is really good for these, so it gets nice and pitted and then leaks around the seal. Transmission needs a new seal anyhow. We'll put a little looby-dooby on that. Let's go try to slide her in. I'm afraid this is gonna hit our cab floor, which is why we're doing this. Ain't no damn way. I don't know, maybe. Bam. It's a little heavier than a Datsun drive shaft. All right, it's trying. Not as bad as I thought. Basically, from this bottom, looks like we can come up maybe 1/2 inch, and it'll do it. Way less than I eyeballed. I thought we were about to have to do a big old step notch through the whole back of the cab and everything. Up in here is hollow, so I was even able to put that big balancer right up into there and then start moving forward. We just hit that edge. I can fix that. Boy, I'm about tired of this nasty, poopy floor. You down with PPE? Yeah, you know me. Boy, I about had enough of your crap. Get it? Rat crap? He's not too sure about me. Let's give her a suck job. Yummy. That's some good looking stuff. Yeah. There goes our good quality door seal. Somebody nailed that. Is that a nail right there? It has to be a nail. Oh no, it's a screw. And then look at this. Can't imagine why we're getting a little rust and rot back there, huh? That's not where you store your potting soil. Whew, got the other side cleaned out. Hold on. Hold on. It was humid today. Snap. This was the wiring for the old factory ejection seat. Most folks don't know it. These Loadstars had a feature where if you were in a high impact accident, the roof blows off and it'll shoot you up out of there. Ejection seat, aircraft style. Pretty fancy feature for back in the day. Sit there with the Mountain Dew, baby. That's nice. We got a old cab mount there and right there. Come on now, here. And that'll be a good area for us to measure between to be able to mark center, everything else. Well, I may not know a lot, but I know there ain't no damn room for me in here. These are speed square going from the center of our holes. Then we can line that up there to that edge and mark it down there. Same right there. I think I may just lay our speed square that edge, probably about what, 3/4 of an inch-ish. I think we may just lay it there and use that as an easy way to, whoop, give us a mark. Then I'm gonna go down with our 45 and give us a mark there. And there. And we'll turn it that way and bring that in and match that up to there. Woo, watch out, folks. He's a damn carpenter yet. All I gotta do is cut out that chunk. Use my welding cap and cover up that output shaft. We ain't sending sparks in there. So a couple things here. One, we are not using any of this factory floor. We'll use this cross member. We'll use out to our rockers. As far as this stuff I've already hacked apart, it's so rusty and pitted, we're just gonna replace it off. So don't mind me cutting into the floor. That really does not matter. Two, we're having to swap to a blade that's a little longer, new cutoff wheel I mean, because that's double boxed. Three, it's fogged up so much I can't see a damn thing. And then number 4, our light just died. That's spur of the moment. 5, we're just worried about getting the shape cut out. When we go to build the floor, we can clean this up with like Rolock and stuff and really make it pretty. Because that's double boxed. It's just been a little hard to cut without plumb butchering it up. Gotta be close. Get on out of there. Golly. There she be. Alright, so our cutoff wheel did come over into this edge and up that away. But overall that looks pretty good. We can weld up those little slits and smooth them out when we build the floor. Let's see if the drive shaft will fit now. Boy, I love having this thing on standby. Sure does make that nice to always just be able to blow that dirt and then you don't gotta lay in it. Getting hot, y'all. Better be drinking that water. Get you some spring water. Don't be drinking just the purified. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Golly. Gotta bench press this thing. Nope, hold on. Clean our yoke. It's dirty now. Don't nobody like a dirty yoke. What the heck over? Well, I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is, if that was the correct slip yoke, it would fit. As far as clearance in the cab, not so much for clearance in that cross member by the looks of it. Looking like we may end up having to notch that. Just holds our torsion bars, no big. The bad news is that is not the right slip yoke. It won't go on there. That one has a spot for a keyed area. That's just not going in there. It's like it tries, it starts to slip on, and then nope. Well, great. Well, besides that bad news, y'all know for a while we've been asking for prayers for Grandma, and we just got a hard phone call. We just don't have much time, guys. I'll be okay. I'm pretty at peace with the situation, because I really just want her to be comfortable. She's not comfortable anymore, but I do need to go be with my sister and be there for her. So I have no clue when I'm gonna find time to pull out of my butt to complete this video, but we'll make something happen. We always do. Well, obviously, I think from the beginning of the intro where stuff was a little probably confusing to now, you see what I mean. I started recording for the main channel. We got that hard phone call. The hard phone call, to be exact, was telling us we had basically a 48-hour notice with my grandmother, and sure enough, she ended up passing away. And that ended up hitting me a lot harder than I thought it was going to. I know I said I was pretty at peace with it, but you know, you can be at peace with it, and that don't necessarily make things easier. That being said, all last week, I really didn't want to be in front of the camera no more. I just couldn't be, even if I wanted to be. Yesterday I recorded y'all a second channel video, and I kind of talked about it on there, not knowing I was going to put this video out. I'm holding it together a lot better today than I did yesterday. So I'm now just trying to navigate this week. We've had stuff going on. Tomorrow is the funeral, and you know, stuff's hard. Stuff is very hard right now. I share a lot of my life with y'all, and I'm sure I'm gonna seem a little off. And maybe I don't. I do get in a groove in my shop, and I have a great time out here, guys. It's truly a blessing and a dream come true to do what I'm able to do. But if things do seem off, you know why. That being said, I say both. It's been a long time since we lost my grandfather, but both my grandfather and my grandmother were very proud of me, and she always was sure to tell me how proud Grandpa would be if he was still here with us too. So I know some of y'all was gonna tell me, you know, take all the time you need or whatever, but just talking to the camera, being there for my family, letting them be there for me the way everyone has this last week or so is just part of, you know, moving forward, getting closure, or, you know, whatever I feel, just whatever I feel like to move forward. And part of that for me, one thing I really enjoy, and it helps me kind of focus on stuff, is making videos. It is getting out here and putting in the work. So I have had some time not in front of the camera with what's coming up tomorrow, funeral. Obviously I won't be in front of the camera that day. And then Friday, I think I'm gonna spend it with my family. So I'll have some time, but I think part of what also truly makes me happy is being out here working. So I know situations, people are like, oh, take all the time you need. Well, when you're blessed to do what you truly love, some of what I need is doing that, because it does bring me joy to be out here working, entertaining you guys, I've held myself to a standard to try to not miss those, no matter what's been going on, and it's because I'm really passionate about doing it. I know it is a job, but I would be lying to you if I would just say, oh, I couldn't skip a week. It would just make or break us. That's not the truth. But, you know, for some of y'all, it may make or break you having a good week, because I see those type of comments, and I don't take that lightly. But anyhow, I'm doing what I need to be doing, guys. I'm just telling you that because I know there's going to be a lot of people telling me, you know, like I said, take time or whatever. I have taken time. I am doing what I feel like I need to be doing, if that makes sense. Like I said, I share a lot of my life with y'all, so if I don't say it to the camera and let y'all know what's going on, I'd feel like I was hiding something, and it ain't nothing to hide. I just want to also take the time to thank everyone. I know for the last good year, we've been asking for prayers and everything, and I've seen a lot of y'all saying you have been, so we appreciate that. And anyhow, like I said, I didn't really want to hide this or just scrap this footage. I do need to get ahead on the second channel. It's a good time to be able to talk about that stuff and address it with y'all here. It's a good time to show some of the stuff you'd get into doing a build. That's a little different for me. Back in the day when I was working at the factory, I could figure out a lot of this type stuff at my time there. It's kind of like how people go, well, how'd you used to respond to comments and you ain't got time now? Well, I used to get paid hourly at the factory to respond to comments. If I spend 6 hours a day now responding to comments, we ain't gonna get no work done. But it kind of applies to, I used to be able to research a lot of parts when I was on the clock, or, you know, even there, if you get an hour lunch or an hour time to be able to research stuff, that's a lot more than what I get nowadays sometimes, just because everything going on and trying to get the actual work done. And anyhow, that gets everything sped up to date. I want to show you, I did pick up, this was the wrong slip yoke. I did more research on that, and I think we had a 34 spline, which was for 03 or newer Dodge. That one's supposed to be for the older, should be 31 spline, I believe. I don't think the key in the yoke matters. It ended up just being the amount of splines, which was off. So I picked one of those up yesterday. I had to run down to the salvage yard and pick up a bracket. You'll see that probably in next week's second channel video. So I'll be trying that here shortly. And then to conclude and show why some of the stuff we were trying to figure out at the beginning, my mocked up bed. Well, this morning on the fan page, in real time, today's Tuesday, so yesterday the second Loadstar video went out on the main channel, and someone had posted, they used the AI to put a flatbed on my truck, and it looks something like this. And it's crazy, because that AI is just crazy stuff. I like kind of the look of that, roughly. I think the back is too short, so I sent it to my Photoshop guy, and he sent me back this. Now, I think that looks good, and I'm just saying proportionally to help me see stuff. I'm probably not going to address the bed too much more as far as what people saying I should or shouldn't be doing, but I will address it here, because why not? We're having a little chit chat together. A lot of people are saying I should be shortening the wheelbase. Guys, to me, the flatbed hauler, I want to be able to put a couple bales of hay on the back. I want to be able to go pick up a 20-foot stick of metal and not have to cut it into 10-foot sections if I don't want to. And not be towing a trailer. I think that's what would be really cool about this. I did some measuring. I think we're going to end up with right at a 13 to 14 foot long bed, and proportionally to this, I don't think that it's not as massive. I mean, on the flip side of that, some people are telling me to shorten it and whatever. Then you got the other people who want me to do a rollback. Well, if some people think 14-foot flatbed's gonna look big on this proportionally, I don't even think they make a 14-foot rollback. I think about the shortest you can get manufactured. I mean, custom wise, but I think they start at like 16 foot. So even a 16-foot rollback would be 2 foot longer on this than what I'm planning on putting. I think I'm gonna just go with my vision and what I wanna do, if that's okay with everybody. If not, the good news is Loadstar bodies are actually about one of the most affordable projects you can get, because they're just old farm trucks and they seem to be pretty well everywhere. Some of the people are like, yeah, well, you should build a step side bed. Basically, they want me to build this truck right here and just build an actual step side bed with fenders and stuff, shorten the wheelbase. I've seen those done, guys. I just cannot lie to you and tell you that I think they look good. They're just not my thing. They don't tickle my pickle in any fancy. If I wanted to just drive a really stubby little step side that's can't haul nothing because it ain't got no square footage for a bed, well, I'd just drive that one. We built a bed like that. Other than being able to tow a trailer, that van out there would be more capable than that thing. And this ain't a show truck. Now, at the same sense, it probably will do most car hauling to go to shows and stuff, but like I said, hauling metal, hauling heavy stuff, picking up motors, transmissions, maybe wheels, tires, drivetrain, hauling small vehicles on the back, usually to shows. And that goes back kind of to the rollback. Everyone's like, oh, you need rollbacks for dragging the stuff up out of the weeds. Y'all are nuts if you think I'm gonna go run those expensive wheels through a bunch of bushes and stuff. I mean, I kind of work my stuff, but a slam Loadstar is not what you want for going out into ravines and hills and stuff trying to get it stuck. So I'm gonna just build it like I like it, and I hope everyone will continue to watch that and appreciate it. But as far as the needing 1,000 suggestions on the bed, I just told everyone I'm probably not gonna change up mine too much. It's still gonna be a flatbed, still gonna tilt. I'm still gonna be able to get a car on there. People seem to think I'm gonna struggle. I don't think I will, and when we end up with cars back there, I'll show you. I'm still undecided if the flatbed's gonna get sides, and I'm undecided if we'll just build like some toolboxes. I'm undecided on that stuff. I can just tell you it's not gonna get semi'd out. We're not gonna run 17-foot tall chrome stacks, 16-inch tall chrome bumpers. No big obnoxious fuel tanks down the side. She's gonna get a flatbed. She's gonna get possible toolboxes and lowered bedside things. We'll see. That's still in the mix. Much other than that, guys, like I said, this is the unfortunate part of brainstorming a project for it to really turn out where you're happy with it. And if not, you can build something that the proportions end up off on. And I know some of y'all are going to think Magnum's wrong, and that's fine. Everyone can have a different eyeball for proportions. And that's what makes the world go round, is not everyone has to like the exact same thing. That's perfectly fine. Ain't it, Theodore? See, he's a blue-collar type of guy. Some other dogs might be a green collar. That don't mean anything's wrong with them. Just means Theodore likes blue. It is what it is. Thank y'all so much for being here, listening to my little talk here at the end. Just thanks for any kind words and support we get. I do see a lot of messages, guys, but you know, like I said, there's not always enough time to just reply to everyone. I did the math on that before. Last year, if I would have took the time to reply to every comment, it would have took 2.5 months of 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week to reply to every comment. I literally did math. That's crazy. So thank y'all for all the encouraging and kind words and everything. Thank y'all for being here on the second channel. It means the world to me. And much other than that, guys, y'all know we're on the Patreon, on the Instagram, or on the Facebooker, blah, blah, blah. And I will see y'all on the next one. However, do not forget, sitting on your ass will not finish your project.